Yet another ridiculous Trump order slash tweet. This man has now tweeted. Will you show the tweet, Kylie? Or for far too long, the United States has minted pennies, which literally cost us more than 2 cents. This is wasteful. I have instructed my Secretary of the U.S. Treasury to stop producing new pennies. Let's rip the waste out of our great nation's budget, even if it's one penny at a time. First of all, he didn't write it because it kind of makes sense. Second of all, nobody cares about the penny. You leave the Super Bowl, you're talking about the penny. So far in his presidency, he has made safe the plastic straw, the penny. I mean, taking over the Kennedy Center, like none of this is helpful. None of this brings down prices. None of this does anything for the American people. Oh, I'm sorry, he changed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. I mean, none of this helps working people at all, period, full stop. He's just an embarrassment. And you know how it just gets all through me that he does all of his presidenting on social media. It's so undignified.
But I mean, he's been this way for a very long time. He was on a reality TV show prior to this. He used to impersonate journalists and call other journalists to feed positive news stories about himself. So, like, he's completely undignified. The office of the presidency was ruined when he won the first time. And now I fear like we had a true president that governed properly, that was boring. And the president should really be boring, and you should feel safe, and you should be able to go about your life and function and know that your economy is stable and they're working to expand rights and make the country more fair and equitable. When Biden did that and he didn't go out and campaign all the time, people were able to buy into this narrative that he wasn't doing anything. Because if you notice how Trump is constantly on TV. He was on Air Force One with as many journalists as he could fit into his little conference room, flying over the Gulf of Mexico, saying it's the Gulf of America Day and all of this stupid performative stuff. And I guess like people want to see him doing stupid shit all the time. But we have to remember, while he's doing all of this stuff, this is the way he likes to govern. This is what he likes to do. There are really dangerous people that are very nefarious and very calculating, that are doing a lot of really bad shit. Elon Musk hacking into the treasury system with his Doge dorks that are full-blown bigots is incredibly concerning. And then you have JD Vance, who goes along with all of this. And the difference I've noticed between Trump 1.0 and Trump 2.0, in 1.0, he would say some crazy shit, and then the people that were heads of each department walked it back. Now they're not. Whatever he says, because they have sworn an oath to Trump and not an oath to the Constitution or the country, they're going out and reinforcing all of his crazy stuff. And I read somewhere that he doesn't have the power to stop producing the penny. Only Congress does. So consistently, we see him acting unilaterally as a monarch. And this is what's so concerning. A lot of this shit he likes to do because it's the shock and awe, but he doesn't have the power to do all of this stuff.
Unfortunately, like you said, he surrounded himself with people that will do his bidding. And now we're going to see, will they follow court orders? That's what we don't know yet. Now, skipping ahead to, since you brought up Elon Musk, I wanted to talk about a comment that he made about Elon Musk. Now, he's raided Treasury, consumer protections, all of those things. Now Trump says, well, where he's off to next.
Help with Elon Musk, who's been terrific.
Bottom line, you say you trust him.
Trust Elon? Oh, he's not gaining anything. In fact, I wonder how he can devote the time to it. He's so into it. But I told him do that. Then I'm going to tell him very soon, like maybe in 24 hours, to go check the Department of Education. He's going to find the same thing. Then I'm going to go to the military. Let's check the military. We're going to find billions, hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud and abuse. But I campaigned on this, Brett.
Okay, couple things.
I have to say something. Him saying that Elon's not gaining anything is a total lie. It is a complete lie. Elon is gaining access to agencies that were investigating him and illegal, corrupt things. One of the things he was investigated for, because he has all of these government subsidies to the tune of $15 billion, was having a racist workplace where the N word and the R word and the F slur were just used with reckless abandon. And the federal government was investigating that because it was such a bigoted, racist workplace. Guess who fired all the people and shut down this whole investigation? Elon Musk.
Several of the departments that he has shutting down or not funding are people or are entities that were investigating him. And here's my question. Okay. If you want to be the Department of Government Efficiency, what qualifies Elon Musk, who I don't think Tesla's paid any taxes in like 5 years, because he's run Twitter into the ground? Like, what are his qualifications that he can spot government inefficiency? And then he puts these computer, gang in that are super young men. Obviously, some are radical racists. Then you have others that were fired from companies because they've leaked classified information. You would have forensic accountants, people with expertise in how these government agencies spend their money. But that's not what you have. You have Elon Musk. I mean, I just don't understand. Why is he qualified? He doesn't have to report to anybody but Trump, who doesn't give a shit. It's just so enraging, and it's illegal. What he's doing is illegal. And I saw Mark Cuban over the weekend said, if you believe in cutting costs and transparency, then do it in public. Show us where the spending is. Tell us why it's inefficient. And then I think everybody would support it. But what he's doing right now is hurting people. And he doesn't care. He doesn't care one bit.
Okay, the reason that he's quote unquote qualified, that is not a prerequisite for working in the Trump administration. Being qualified or having qualifications or past experience is not a part of it. Elon Musk got this job because he paid close to $300 million to help Trump get elected, gamed the Twitter algorithm, and pledged loyalty to Donald Trump. It's that simple. And everybody else in the administration has done the same. And I know that we keep trying to apply our logic like, oh, this makes no sense. Nothing these people do makes sense. None of it across the board, because what they want is to consolidate power in the executive branch and have a permanent rule, a permanent oligarchical ruling class. That is the end game. Look no further than Vladimir Putin or Viktor Orban. That is their goal. And so I would still not be okay. You said that it would be okay if everybody could see it and it was transparent. I would never be okay with a president appointing a huge donor that to the tune of $300 million to be in charge of a made up department, even if it was transparent. I think that there is inherent conflicts of interest that this whole thing should have face planted a long, long time ago. And I'm not smart enough to know what it takes to shut this department down or to remove Elon Musk, but I'm not optimistic that anybody else knows either, or that anybody else is going to do anything about it, sadly.
Right. I misspoke. What I mean is, if there are inefficient spending in government, let's find them. Let's be transparent. Certainly, I would never believe that somebody who spent almost $300 billion to get the guy president, who is running around with all the power while he sits slumped over in a chair. No, I completely agree with that. But I don't think anybody doubts there's inefficiency in government. But this guy doing it, it's a disaster of epic proportion. And now the court's intervening. So I guess the big question, will they follow the law? Will they hold to the injunctions? And I guess we'll see. So stick with us.